It's a family. It's a constructively competitive organization that teaches you under the direction of Alicia Nails, that teaches you to network, how to get the best out of your classes, how to get the best internships, and how to equip you for the journalism career that you want.
You know, I think the Journalism Institute for Media Diversity has been one of the strongest parts of the program at Wayne, and one of the strongest programs in the country for helping minority students get an entree into journalism, and in some cases, public relations as well.
The Journalism Institute for Media Diversity is a group of students here at Wayne State University that form a learning community. And that means they are all majoring in journalism, and they're accelerating their experience by working together on not only coursework, sharing information about internships, excelling each other's experience by sharing what they're doing, and by giving information, international exposure, national competitions, networking with graduates. All of this kind of experience is available through members of the Journalism Institute for Media Diversity, as well as some assistance with tuition.
Well, I started the Institute because there was simply not very many minorities working in the media back in the late 60s and early 70s. And every time you went to an editor's conference, people would say, oh, we can't find enough qualified minorities. And I was with the Detroit News, and I said, look, we got one of the greatest resources of minorities in the United States here. What we ought to do is figure out a way to recruit the best and brightest of them and send them through Wayne State and give them internships each year, and then send them on out into the field.
I was the founding director. I was the first director of the Institute when it started in 1985. I was the first person. I was brought in by Ben Burns, who was then an executive editor at the Detroit News, and I was an editor over at. I was an assistant city editor at the Detroit News when he called me into his office one day and said, we've got an idea to create a program that would increase the number of minorities in local media, and we need somebody to be in charge of it, and we want to know if you would consider it. So, and I had always been, even at the news, because we're talking about back in the 80s and even before then, an advocate for increasing the ranks of minorities in the media here locally, particularly African Americans, when there still were relatively few. So for me to have the opportunity to personally play a role in creating something that would open the doors for future journalists of color, at that time I thought was something I definitely wanted to do, and that's why I left my job in the newsroom and took an office over at Wayne State University to see if we could make this thing work.
The Journalism Institute of Media Diversity is a professional honors program. You get help academically, socially, financially, and it helps you grow as a person.
The Journalism Institute is a little bit different because we have a screening process. And so when we select students, they have above a 3.0 grade point average, either from high school or if they've transferred here to Wayne State at their previous college, and sometimes students who are already here at Wayne State come into the Institute. So these are students who've already made it clear that they're exposed to academic success. What we're able to do is help financially, help emotionally, help with guidance and life experiences, sometimes affirm to students that you did select the right career path.
When I had the opportunity to go to GEM, I didn't understand what I was being given.
I joined the Institute because it was a prestigious program that I thought could help excel my career, and at the same time, I was working at the South End, and I was basically the only minority there. And at that point, I was kind of looking for people who were like career focused and driven, and that kind of were in the same boat I was.
It's a wonderful program. It's precious. It's a rare program. They give scholarship, but not only is it scholarship, it's family. It's family, and people really take care of you.
I joined the Journalism Institute for Media Diversity at Wayne State during my 3rd year of college. I came in and I wasn't entirely sure if I was going to fit in and if it was going to be for me. I didn't really think that I would need academic help, and I wasn't prepared to ask for help. And at the same time, I found out that gym is more above anything else. It's about family. It's about making friends, meeting new people who are in your field, who understand the things that you're going through. And it was unbelievable how quickly they accepted me. And up until that point, I had such a hard time in college, just fitting in. I felt like I really didn't have any friends. And when I came into the Journalism Institute, it was instantaneous. It was like I was adopted into the family. And to be here on my graduation day, to know that I went through the program and met all these wonderful people that I'm going to keep in contact with for the rest of my life, it makes me feel so wonderful and so relieved that I got through college and had this wonderful experience.
At the Journalism Institute for Minorities, I was trained and equipped to become a newspaper reporter. We were taught how to think, how to source, how to network, and how to be successful in newsrooms across the country.
I had a great opportunity in the Journalism Institute for Media Diversity to be able to have practical work experience. My internship at the Detroit News for 4 years, that experience was incredible. I received so much professional experience even before finishing my freshman year of college. So I think that's a vital component, the internship. And I remember each and every one of my internship experiences, and I think that was one of the best advantages of being in the program.
And then on top of that, being in the Institute, I think we all of us who are members in the Institute have a really great advantage because we get to have one-on-one counseling and as well as talk to each other about our interests in classes and the internships that we have to sort of narrow what we're looking to focus on in journalism. So it's been really great.
Gym is it's not just about academics, it's also
a family, a group of people I know I can count on, a group of people who was really there for me and helped me through my college years, whether it was helping each other study, motivating each other to do better work or to get internships, just to be a better student, to be a better person.
An opportunity that my other journalism friends don't have. I have the connections to get internships that my other friends don't have. They don't even know that internships are important for journalism students. They just think when I graduate, then I'll get a job. So gym means opportunities that I wouldn't have.
When you're investing in that college education, you want to be sure that you're getting the right information, the right exposure to be job ready. And the Journalism Institute for Media Diversity is excelling at preparing students to enter the job field as soon as they graduate from school.
I wanted to create a program that produced outstanding students that got the best students they could find and stripped them to be the best journalists, not reformed journalists, but quality journalists that could go into any newsroom, anywhere, and produce a solid product.
Gym students are different because the bar is set so much higher. There's a legacy that we're living up to, and there's a standard that's higher than any other general expectation for any general student, let alone journalism student. So I feel like what that does is not only help prepare us to be better than our peers, but drive us and motivate us to compete amongst each other, and that really elevates our game even to the next level.
The program itself is successful. It gives students a good education. It includes a bunch of very bright young men and women from a diverse bunch of fields, and they've done very well.
Students are attracted to Wayne State and to the Journalism Institute for Media Diversity because what they see here is a concentrated, successful model. They see students that work together. They see professionals who are aware and watching and hands-on in terms of assisting them in their profession. And they see students who graduate from the Journalism Institute for Media Diversity and who get jobs in print journalism, in new media, in broadcast journalism.
Not only are you getting a quality education, but you're also getting mentors. You have access to alumni who are at publications like the Wall Street Journal, Detroit News and Free Press. You also have people who are now in politics, and I think it's an incredible experience for anyone involved.
My exposure to journalism has just been amazing, and the amount of experience that I've gotten from internships as well as from networking with the other members and alumni and the professionals that we get to meet, it's just been so great.
It's not only lucky to meet people who have the same interests as you, they have the same drive to get their goals accomplished that you do. So it's nice to be around that kind of people that we push each other, you know.
It's more than just a learning community or a scholarship program. It really is like having a family right there on campus when you're needing help with something, either if it's classes or books or homework. It's the best place to be and to have people to support you.
Having that support system where I had fellow gym members who were able to keep me grounded and support me in my classes, support me when I needed someone to talk to, is really probably what kept me and probably is the reason why I graduated.
The most fundamental thing that the Journalism Institute taught me was mainly to believe in myself and to believe that I could do the thing that I most wanted to do, which was become a reporter.
So Jim for me truly was a network, a community, a family, and helped me to have a strong foundation both for my education, for my career, and for my overall life. It was a support network I really don't feel like I could have done without.
The Journalism Institute for Media Diversity is basically a brand, and having that brand will help you become successful.
Being a part of the Journalism Institute has just been probably one of the best things that has ever happened to me.
I mean, not only has it been a memorable experience in terms of like memories and meeting people, it's just the opportunities that I've had offered to me just being a part of this group, or because of the work that this group required me to do, that opened doors for me. So that in itself is a memorable experience, and it makes you feel proud.
What makes Jim so special is that you have people that's wanting to do something with their life, and you think you're doing something, you have 10 other people that's doing great things too, and you want to be a part of it, and everybody wants to shine, and that's what I really appreciate about the Jim program.
I mean, it's a great institute to have your name under. You know, the graduates have done a lot of really great things, and to be included in that is, I would say, an honor.
One of the best decisions I think I've ever made in life.
I'm very proud of what the students have accomplished. I think they've been wonderful.
I think it's made a significant statement and stamp on journalism here locally, in some cases nationally, because some of these students went on to work, of course, in places like the New York Times and Wall Street Journal, anchor television shows. And it started with the idea that we have to do more, and my thing has always been not about lowering standards, it's about raising the level of opportunity.
We've sent out more than 200 graduates, and a number of them gone into politics, a lot of them gone into public service, a lot of them work for agencies and nonprofits, and a fair number are still in journalism.
We select students who have the potential to do it all, and if they see the potential in the Institute as an organization of students with a director and certainly some financial support, informational support, networking, a huge group of graduates who are all there ready, willing, and able to help. If they see all of that potential in themselves and in the Journalism Institute for Media Diversity, then the sky is the limit.